Miss Martin Muses, and a return to some Monday musings relatively on time because of the title. Yes, there's a dog in my life again, and I'll tell you what, they get you up early no matter what. So here we are, and I'm so happy to be here. We already have Mad Dog Conroy in here. He is making a dog barking noise, and I'll keep you on screen while I try to sleep another hour or two. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for listening. And, well, I hope I put you to sleep in the best sense of the word. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and all of those that will be watching on the replay. Yes, I am dog sitting again. And, well, not just dog sitting, it also includes some cats because there are some cats involved. And then there is my own little psychopath cat who I love. And he is so clingy right now because, of course, I was out all night because I was sleeping over at the house so that when the dog got me up, I could just, go out. Makes it a lot easier than having to wake up early myself and guess when the dog will be up and then have to go over there, drive all the way over there. So here we are, and I've got a cuddly cat. And yeah, the dog's actually really cute. But man, if you're not used to dogs, the barking is the hardest part. Now, he's relatively good about it, but for crying out loud, the way that their house is, he can always see when cars go by out this window. So every time a car goes by or Amazon truck comes and delivers anything in the neighborhood, every time another dog being walked passes by, or a woman with a baby carriage, whatever it is, he loses his crap. So it's very nice to kind of be in some peace and quiet with my just one cat. And then, of course, the other cats are always growling and going crazy and wanting your attention and stuff because they have a catio and they always want to go outside. But I can't always do that because I don't feel comfortable with them being out there without me being able to watch them. And of course, because the last thing I want them to do is have anything happen while I'm kitty sitting. So yay, good morning. It is a Dig It Outlaw. Hello, does anyone out there have a dog? And if you want to share any dog stories, of course, please feel free to do so. Or, anything else. The only caveat I always give about what would you like to muse is that I have veto power. Yes, I do, Precious. So beyond that, I am the ultimate executive orderer here at Miss Martin Muses. So anyways, no, but he's cute. He's adorable. And we were watching Deadwood last night. 3 episodes I got through. I cannot stop watching the show. And I'm at the point where I'm like, oh no, I've only got like a season and a half in the movie. So all good things come to an end. All good things come to an end. What can I say? But it's a really good show. It's making me enjoy Westerns. And so I decided that I'm also going to watch Tombstone once this is over. This became a bit of a controversy in my family with a friend because I can't remember if I ever actually watched Tombstone. I know I have not in recent times, but I feel like I'm familiar with every single scene in that movie. So I think I've seen it. But then I'm thinking, maybe I've not seen it. I've just seen all the clips and the quotes from it. So I'm going to definitely, for sure, from beginning to end, watch Tombstone, so I know that I've actually watched the movie. Why? It is the Remedial Pirates. I have returned. Let me put this up here so I can see when people come in. I have returned. Behold my greatness, for I am the Great Tater, aka yes. Good morning. Why, it is Steve Kenobi. Thank you for being here. Good morning. How are things in the future? Yeah, we have 2 in the future. But one is in a higher latitude because, yes, it is possible to be a higher latitude than Ireland. So in any case, thank you for being here, everybody. The dog got me up. Well, and, MRI. That was the other reason I got up. Because I need an MRI, Precious, on my knee. I got an x-ray. It was obviously inconclusive. We knew it because, obviously, I do not have a broken bone. Or whatever the heck x-rays show. However, actually, I don't know what all x-rays show, but I needed to get an x-ray first before I got an MRI. So, hey, I'll just do whatever the heck the doctor tells me and, it's paid for. So, well, paid for, quote unquote. As we all know, there's no such thing as free healthcare. You pay for it one way or another. Um, but I'm very, very blessed that I do have good insurance, etc. So I had to order the MRI, and I wanted to do it as soon as possible because it can take forever because you just don't know. And the lady's like, "Well, which place would you like to go to?" I said, "Whatever is available. First come, first served." So what I did was I woke up at 7:30 instead of 7 because that's when it opened. But hey, what can I say? I'm not used to getting up this early because I've been very lazy. It's scheduled for Wednesday. So after Wednesday and after it gets back to my doctor, then we'll know more. Hopefully, we'll know more before the 4th of July holiday. See, that's what worries me. It's like, dang it. Because if not, I think it'll be Tuesday before I actually might hear back from my doctor because of there's like a whole weekend, and I forget if it's the day before 4th of July that everyone takes off or the day after. If it's the day after, I won't hear anything till Tuesday. If the day before, I'll hear something Monday. The Remedial Pirate says, "I thought you forgot potato Reverend from Ireland." No, I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten. And you are from that country, city that is not Cork. But we're both from the south of Ireland, so that makes it okay. But you changed your title again, your name again. You weren't the Remedial Pirates, were you, before? Does that mean because your game isn't going very well? My connection is bugging out. Oh, bummer. Well, then, your connection needs to be judged with the finger of judgment, or rather, the pedal of judgment. Remedial Pirate says, "I need an MRI, but I'm scared they won't help me like last time because I'm fat." What? They refused you service because you're overweight? What the hell? I've never heard of that. I mean, the reason why I say I've never heard of that because all we hear over here in America is how healthcare is just like heaven on earth in Europe. But I know from living in Ireland and France, etc., there are conditions that come with it. So if that's one of the conditions, that's not cool, in my humble opinion. Day after because of the hangover. Yes, good point. And Real Pirate says yes. Wow. I mean, unless you don't have to tell me, maybe it's something related to where they're needing the MRI. But wait a second, MRIs they see through fat. I mean, not to give you TMI about a previous condition I had, but and they were able to look right into, well, what ladies are born with and men are not. And you have to go through lots of layers to get to that, I think. Yeah, because if you get a C-section, yeah, so what the hell? That's some BS. Yeah, because if you know anything about C-sections, there's like intestines, there's like all sorts of stuff, and they were able to MRI right into that sucker. Okay, I hope everyone didn't leave now that I started mentioning. All right, no more feminine talk. We'll go back to the knee. The knee is quite neutral. All right, what has Potato Reverend said? They wanted to run a load of fat tests on me and referred me to a fat hospital and then didn't give me any help. I told the doctor that got his degree was from Cocoa Pops. Oh dear. Well, but wouldn't that be something that your general practitioner would do? And it's like, hey, yeah, I'll work on it, but give me my stinking MRI. Didn't give you any. What the hell? All right, Adega Outlaw, he actually would know. He would know. If they don't have an open MRI, larger people can be difficult. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because maybe they won't fit, but man, you'd have to be, well, never mind. I'm not going there. All right. Remedial Pirate says my right side hip leg weakness, pain in muscle in 2013. I sprained my ankle and never got off the crutches. Oh my gosh. So you're talking about hip issues. Okay. That was your GP. That was your GP. Oh, so you didn't even get to the MRI people. Well, what a pain in the buttocks. I'm not that large. Well, see, I was gonna say, I can, yeah, and no one needs to volunteer their weight or anything like that here at Miss Martin Muses. We do not ask for that. But wow, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, and it is easier said than done to lose weight, especially as we get older, and especially if you can't exercise. I am very blessed because I'm able to swim. Because my doctor, basically my GP, said, nope, no, everything I love to do, no bike riding, moderate walking, because they don't want you to not walk, and it's not that bad, but they're like, be very careful with walking. But I can swim. Oh yeah, no Pilates, no Pilates. Obviously, Pilates I think is partly what might have gotten me here, but actually I don't know. They think it might be the meniscus, and it could be a combination of age and all that. Because here's the story. Since COVID, I have been riding my bike like it's going out of business. I mean, I'm one of those weirdos that once I got a new bike and had the time, I was just off to the races, off to the races. And I ride my bike to Walmart. I ride my bike to the place where I get my sandwiches for lunch. I ride my bike to Mass. I ride my bike everywhere. So there was that. There was also a lot of stairs I've been climbing. And what was the other factor besides that I'm effing old? And dagnabbit, I already said Pilates. There were stairs. Oh, I've been a hiking fool as well, especially when I went on the Alaska thing. But then again, I think it would be time over time, unless it's possible to tear it. Because of course, suddenly everyone knows everything about the meniscus. I never even knew a meniscus existed, and someone said you can tear it. So, but that was not a doctor. All right, a dig out says makes me want to join for healthcare questions. Yes. Uh, I'm double checking join where. All right. They give you a head boggle agenda. Oh, I think you're talking to a Adega. I haven't been able to walk since January. They said gout, but couldn't bear the weight of my own foot. Last time I was off my feet for 1 year. Hmm. Again, I don't know enough about gout. So I don't know. Um, from what I know, though, that wouldn't be related to your ankle, or maybe it would. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. All right, Stieg, Dr. Stieg weighs in. Adega rides a spotted horse. What? Striped horse, he says. Ah, there we are. Yeah. Well, I'm just very excited because this is my first sports injury, and I'm 51. Everyone knows I'm 51 because last year I celebrated my 50th. So I don't care. I don't give a crap about my age. All right. But it seems like summer is always the summer of surgeries because my dad, who is like in the kind of medical field, without saying what he does or did, he's retired now. He said, yeah, if your knee is fits your meniscus, you'll probably need a minor surgery. And I'm like, Mother Mary, pray for me, please. I saved that, by the way, because I'm trying not to use the names of saints or, obviously, God forbid, take the Lord's name in vain, though I don't do that, but I'm working on it. And I've been working on the F-bomb, though D&D is really hard for that. Really hard. Zebra. He doesn't ride a zebra. He's a horse. He is a legend in my mind. I have this image of him out there being epic. Okay, Stieg, I am not. Oh my gosh. If I swear, if you get me demonetized, I'm going to Never forgive you. Oh, wait, I'll have to forgive you because 'cause I'm a Christian, but I'll never forget. Laugh out loud says remedial parts. Also, my right knee is numb in the center. I'm 37 and feel 90,000. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, but you have other underlying conditions, I know. So, and you said yourself that you're on crutches. Wow. Sucks to be you, man. Well, I hope everything works out because, Steaks, I swear, you're supposed to be my moderator, not the one who gets me in trouble. I disown everything he says. No, not everything. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I hope everything works out for you, and I hope everything works out for me. I was happy though, at least I got the MRI done before 4th of July. Because if I did not, it might have been as late as Tuesday of next week before I got the MRI. And we all know then they have to send the results to the doctor, and the doctor has to look at it, etc. Now, if it's not my meniscus, actually, I don't know because I'm not a doctor. I didn't even know what a meniscus was until the doctor told me. They said that runners get it, but I don't run. But as I said, I've been doing a lot. And of course, I was a bit of an idiot. When it started to hurt, I'm like, oh, it's just muscle issues. So I just kept exercising and, especially going to Pilates. And if you know anything about Pilates, especially the one where you use like that contraption thing, yeah, you do a lot of stuff and so if there was like some damage, there was a lot of irritation of it. And then I I went to the theater and went up a gazillion stairs because I had to go way up. Our teacher up in the balcony very high. And of course, the elevator, like, we're not taking the elevator, we'll walk up. And then we had to walk down all that stuff. I did everything wrong. So if something hurts, don't use it. I mean, I feel much better now. I mean, to be honest, I feel almost fine because I did some severe rest, a lot of ice and elevation, all that stuff. And again, restricted, no Pilates, no bike riding, just swimming. And of course, when I swim, I mostly use my upper body and only do like the breaststroke. I don't do the front crawl. So that's helped a lot. And I only felt the pain when I was at the doctor when she's all, "Well, how's this? Stand on your right leg for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She said, "Now kind of bend down. Think of like doing a squat on one leg." I got like a centimeter and it was like, "What?" Literally. I mean, that's how much it hurt. So that's how she's like, "Yeah, we're getting an MRI." But she said, "First, we have to get an x-ray." It's like, "Okay, fine, get an x-ray." All right. Adega LS says connection going down, having hardwood white maple flooring installed. Awesome. Where Wi-Fi is located. See you all. We'll see you. Thank you so much for showing up. All right. I'm going to have to. Okay, I've got it. Yeah. Thank you, Steve, for. Steve says meniscus injuries are usually impact related, running on a hard surface, etc. Adega will be impressed by my knowledge here. Yeah. Well, Adega, I don't know if you heard that if you had to go, but yes, Steve actually would know because you were talking about football, like real football, soccer related stuff, impact related, running on a hard surface. Well, I'm not a runner, but would a lot of hiking do that? A lot of walking, biking? I don't know. None of us are doctors, but yeah. Any doctors or people that want to be doctors, please feel free to go ahead and sign in. And rather, but I've known loads of people that have had it, and it's a catch-22. As we get older, we want to keep exercising, but on the other hand, our bodies aren't necessarily what they used to be. But then again, young people can get meniscus injuries. Either way, I'm proud it's a sports injury because I've only had music injuries up to this point. So, woo, yay me. Luckily, I'm very blessed, and the doc has me on. I won't say what the thing is, but It's not as strong as what the original doc put me on. So maybe that's also why it's not hurting as badly. But also, keep looking after yourselves. Massage, I always do massage basically because of the pressure I put on my body for all the music stuff that I do. So I was able to go and say, "Hey, look, I'm having this," and she did notice that there was an unusual amount of tension in the glute area, and all the way down to my feet, which is consistent with the type of exercise I've been doing. So yeah, so she's been working on that, and man, does it hurt because it's like we need to do deep tissue. It's like let's do it, let's do it. Right. So yeah, did I talk about that this was about knee injuries? Well, we're talking about knee injuries. Talking about knee injuries is good for you. It, you know, everyone can weigh in. If you are listening to this on the replay, please put in the comments what you know about knee injuries. I remember personally, and the ones that I'm most used to are those middle school girls volleyball teams. I used to say this classroom turns into an orthopedic ward every time fall comes around because everyone is going around with their knees braces and they're on those little scooter things that would also be consistent, I guess, with a hard floor, but it just seemed like volleyball was notorious for it. Notorious. Well, now my cat is happily at my feet. Yeah, my cat is so happy that I was not with the dog. That dog, I mean, he's so cute. That's not the real picture of the dog because I don't obviously have the permission to post or use him on social media, but my gosh, cute little thing, but man, he's yippy. He has some chihuahua in him, and that's part of the issue. Yeah, chihuahuas have a way of doing that. But yeah, he's adorable, and I always just can't imagine. It's like I'm in awe when I'm dog sitting because you can call the dog's name and they come to you. Like if you don't know where they are, you just call out their name and they come running like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hi, hi. I love you. I love you. I love you." Now, one of the cats I couldn't find, and I was starting to get worried. I'm like, "Is this cat gonna come out? Did this cat escape when I was letting out the dog?" Whatever. I looked and looked and looked, and finally found him like in my sister's bedroom, like just looking at me like, "Yes." I've been calling that damn cat's name. I've been looking. I was with the treats. Idiot. And that's the difference between dogs and cats. Cats announce Cats arrive when they choose. They're like a wizard. Dogs will come running. And it was nice to take him for a walk, but they are short walks because of my situation. Why, it is Biggles Mets. We were talking about meniscus injuries, which we think is my problem. I will get an MRI to check that out. Oh, they asked me about metal and stuff. I don't have metal inside my body, but I have some earrings. I think I'm gonna have to take out my earrings. Yeah, you have to take out all jewelry when you go to get an MRI. I think because it has to do with everything being metal or rather magnetic. Wouldn't that be wild? It like sucks your earring out. But I digress. Hello, Biggles. Yes, I am the mass finder. Thank you. You're welcome, everybody. Anywhere in America, I will give the best recommendation for a Catholic parish. Biggle says, "Damn, I have had those before." Yes, I did have one. I talked about that earlier previously. And yeah, there's some powerful things. You do get a little bit claustrophobic. I actually almost got a teeny bit of panic. I can't say that it was really bad. You have the panic button, but I had to sit around and really focus on, think of something else because I think it's the noise that got me. Because you go in, it's like, "Rrrr," and you feel very confined. It's very coffin like, and then when it goes click, click, click. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it is not with contrast, so I don't have to do the ink thing because that just feels so weird. No, this is without contrast. And Biggles, well, you've said this publicly before, so no, I'm not giving anything away. Was this on your head? Because you played football, American football, which is concussion central? Or, and if you feel free to share, please feel free to share. Heck, everyone, share your MRI stories because we news about anything unless I veto it. Let's see. Yeah. So I'll just wait on that. So in any case, yeah, the dog, when I left him, he was happy because he had a bully stick. I don't know if you know what those are, but dogs like them a lot. It's kind of like a bone, but it's not, and it's really hard, and it's like a big stick, and so you have to put it into this little contraption so they don't choke on it. He doesn't know this, well, because of course he wouldn't, because he's a dog, but at the butcher, I got him a little elephant ear, so this little spoiled dog is going to have a big treat this afternoon when I leave him. Because, I leave him at certain intervals to go and have a life. My nephew is all, he's gonna be fat when we get back, isn't he? It's like, I don't know. It's like, but hey, it's every man for himself when you are dog sitting. You need to make friends with this thing. And as long as it's permissible, it's permissible. Okay, Steve says, I just whoopsie. Why isn't that working? Okay. I was about to say maybe they banned Steve. I just finished Collateral Damage, different kind of Arnold movie. Underrated. Collateral Damage. Okay. Biggle says, wait, I thought meniscus is in it. Yes, it is. One was cutting wrong on the football field. Yeah, I told you football will kill you. I was talking about your MRI. My meniscus is in the knee. That's my problem. And the other was a jitsu injury. Yeah, you see, sports will kill you. I mean, exercise is great, but this is one of the problems. I mean, I have had 11 concussions from a bunch of stuff. Damn, dude. Yeah, that'll do it. Whew. All right. Collateral damage. What's that about, Steeg? I'm going to Google this here. Collateral damage. MAGE. It says, oh, I should say movie. I don't know if you were here yet, Steve, when I was saying I watched 3 episodes of the Deadwood last night. A family man is plunged into the complex and dangerous world of international terrorism after he loses his life and child. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Biggle says, I fell asleep in the MRI machine. Oh, well, I'm glad everyone else is so perfect. But they even say people panic attack in there. I can see how you could fall asleep from a different point of view if you close your eyes and don't think about where you are. Yeah. And I forget how long it was. It seemed very long to me. Very long. But yeah. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward to getting it over with so we can get the results back to the doctor. And if it's my meniscus, see, this is where things aren't going to be enjoyable. The next step would be referring me, obviously, to someone that works on knees, like an orthopedic something or other. So then I got to make that appointment. Then I've got to, once they decide what they're going to do, then I got to make that appointment. But again, a girl should not complain too much because I'm just grateful that I have the health care. And, it's good stuff. So we shall see. I know that there are places where they make you wait a very, very long time for an appointment like this. And that is not the situation for me. Oh, wow. Yeah, so, Deadwood is good. Obviously not for the children, but I didn't take a rocket science to figure that one out, that if you're watching it, I think within the first 5 seconds. But on the other hand, no, I mean, it's good. At first, the premiere, I had trouble the first episode. I was like, "Okay, these people are all jerks. I don't really care too much about them." The second episode's when I started to get into it. My favorite person in the first episode was Wild Bill Hickok. Oh, he was so great. Unfortunately, if you know what happens to him, yeah. But they showed that iconic scene, so that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see it. Now this makes me want to go visit Deadwood and all Wild West towns. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. They've all got museums and everything everywhere. Speaking of museums, we saved the Vatican yesterday, more specifically the Sistine Chapel. That was in our 90s D&D style game, or rather using Call of Cthulhu rules. So woo! Rutger Hauer looking character. We were working with him, and there was Pope Nicholas VI. There's a story behind that. Because Stig didn't give the number, and I'm like, well, which number? And then we saved the Vatican, we saved the Sistine Chapel, and then now we've got to go after the people that tried to do it because they're jerks. Well, it was like Satanist kind of people. So it's a really fun story. Really enjoy playing this game on Sundays. Alrighty. Yes, Stig is telling us, yes, made Super Mario get game over too. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, the whole plot was revolved around Super Mario Brothers and, well, the brothers. And yeah, we had to fight. We had to, yeah, we had to kill. Oh, it was awful. But he was corrupted by this satanic cult thing. So he wasn't necessarily in charge of his faculties, because so he wasn't completely evil. He was just acting evil. But yeah, it was pretty messed up. And it took a while for the penny to drop when Mara figured out this is Mario Brothers. She figured it out before I did. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, we've done lots of crazy stuff. We've done Super Mario Brothers. The other time we did the He-Man by the Power of New York. We did Ninja Turtles, where they were special. We've done just about everything. We did Kylie Minogue. Yeah, that was awful. Turned out Kylie Minogue was evil. Or a Kylie Minogue-like character. Biggle says the way you said that sounds like Mario pooped himself. Oh, sorry. Well, no, but he did some other messed up stuff that we're going to figure out how Mara is going to say it on her channel. Though she tends to be more uncensored than I am. I try to keep my stuff here. And oh, by the way, what a good time to pimp, because I can pimp stuff on my own channel. I do have the new channel because I have moved Catholic Splaining, so all of my Catholic content is now here. Just, because it was kind of a little bit of a niche thing. I know a lot of people that do follow my channel do enjoy it, but I decided to dedicate a channel just to that. So if you liked my Catholic content, please subscribe here, and that's where you'll get it all. Let's see. Steeg says pooping himself was pretty much the only thing he didn't do. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that would have been a little more rated G compared to the other things that they did. Oh, and then that's my link there. Yeah. Oh gosh, what a messed up thing it was. But it's consistent because satanic people are sick. Everything that is beautiful, they want to destroy. That's why they want to destroy the Sistine Chapel, because it is arguably the greatest work of Christian art ever. And you think you've seen it before you've seen it. Like, I had seen pictures we all have of the Sistine Chapel, but until I was standing there, oh my gosh, it is unbelievable, undescribable. My dad still says that it was the most impressive thing he's ever seen. It is amazing. Nordporial is here. Yay, we saved the Sistine Chapel yesterday in our game. Wait, did you change the title of your, or were you always just Nordporial? Oh, your ad is Nordporial and your name is Nordporial Lifeform. And we call you Brian. Yes, we've been talking about Wheel of Time. Dude, I am almost done. I am almost done with book 6. And it is so good. It is so good. Wheel of Time. That's what I'm talking about here. So I'm probably going to finish it tomorrow. I would have read more yesterday, but we had dog issues and we'll see if he'll let me read today. Maybe I might have to read when I'm over at my own house because he gets really weird. I think he's very needy. So if you're on your phone or something, he'll come over and just start barking at you. I don't know. We think it might be from past trauma, but we don't know because we adopted, or the family adopted him when he was 3. He was homeless. Poor little guy. Nordporial says, I've made progress on Path of Daggers this weekend. I need Teresa to tell me to do better. Darn right. Yeah. Because you see, here's the thing. I'm going to pass him. That is my goal. And so he's got to work on it so that I don't pass him. Finally, we figured out what's to get this man motivated. It has forced us to have at signs. Okay. Did something happen with your typing maybe or something here? I'm not entirely sure what that means. So help me out. Yay, Path of Daggers. Yeah, I am on book 6. I think I might actually meet my goal. Though I have been told the last 3 books are super long. But if I put my mind to it, I can do it, especially if it turns out I do need knee surgery. There's nothing better than being laid up after a surgery to figure it out. All right. Nordporial says, I have to tackle 100 plus pages of Egwene now. Ooh, okay. Now, something really big happened with Egwene. And I was like, what the? Where did that come from? Now, you kind of hinted at it. But you see, I thought that was the way it was going to end with her, maybe. Because some of these visions that happen when they're in the arch thing, when they become Aes Sedai, or rather when they become accepted, I thought, oh, at the end she's gonna be what she's gonna be, but nope. Could have knocked me over with a feather. And I wasn't entirely sure it was gonna completely be that. But dang, YouTube is it. Probably. Oh, it forced us to have at sign. Oh, you mean like quote unquote at signs. Oh, did it? You're right. That's weird. Because now, I see it now. I definitely see it. Maybe it's because they thought people are having weird names. Who knows what they do? Who knows what they do? How is it going to end with her? Keep reading. Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know. I really don't. Because I've been a good girl. Now, that PR with an ICK, Rafe spoiled something. I'm so pissed off. And here's the thing. He spoiled it for his fans. I know he has like 3. So what he spoiled for me, he spoiled for them. It's like, dude, you're giving something away that's supposed to be in your story. Unless he was going to change the story, because we know he changed it. But haha, it's been canceled. I feel badly for the people that had the work or especially smaller character actors and stuff, and maybe even actors. However, the actors are going to do better off than the writers, because I'm not sure this whole failing up thing is going to keep going, because Wheel of Time TV show should have been as big as Game of Thrones. It should have. That's what's so ironic. They wanted their Game of Thrones. You know how you could have had your Game of Thrones? You could have just adapted it. Everyone would be talking about it every week. And even though the books are already out, it doesn't matter. Look at Game of Thrones. For the most part, leading up even to the Red Wedding, there were people I knew that were not spoiled. Everyone was being pretty good about it. And even though people knew what was going to happen, like you have the books, people were still watching it every week. So that's a dumb excuse. Everyone obviously had read The Lord of the Rings, for crying out loud. Book was 50 years old when the movie was out. That's all they had to do to make it good. Nortorial says, my goal is to get the book done in the next week. I want to get through the slog books 9 and 10 by mid-August. Okay, well, I challenge you, sir. You've got 2 months. Let's do it. So 9 and 10. So if you're on book... You're in book 8, or are you on book 9? Because I don't have them memorized right now. I know you told me the title of it. Can't look it up right now. But interesting. Very interesting. Then the end game 11 through 14 through the fall. You should be able to do that if you keep reading. Stieg says, you will appreciate the slog books and the final 3 ones. Yeah, that's what I hear. It all fits together. But I think I'll be able to get through the slog books, because here's the thing about the whole slog thing, at least for me right now. I love these characters, and I know it's going to have an end. When book 14 comes, that's going to be it. So even if it'll be a slog, at least I'll be with the characters. At least they'll be with me. Beagle says, people need to stop wanting Game of Thrones. That shit sucks. Yeah, well, definitely the TV show does. Yes, I agree with you. I think what they mean is that they want it to be the big hit that everyone's talking about. Yeah. And so they go in and they try to make it Game of Thrones. That's what their mistake is. That's what I'm saying is, if you want a big hit, just adapt what you're adapting. Same thing could have happened with the Terry Brooks stuff. That could have been a big hit. And from what I hear in the Wheel of Time TV show, they added Game of Thrones like things. I was shocked when I heard about all the sex that's in it. And I'm like, what? Now, people obviously do bang, but he's always done fade to black. But the amount of banging and who's banging who, that's not in the book at all. Nortorial says, I don't hate the slog as much as I thought I would. Woo! It tempered I tempered my expectations. First 3 set a high bar for me. That is true. Especially the Great Hunt. Man, wasn't that good. And I think, am I correct? After our stream, I kind of helped light a little bit of a fire under you. Maybe that's it. I know that you helped me even more, just talking about it. We are first-time readers, so we do not know. Actually, I don't know if you're spoiled or not. I don't know how you haven't been, because you keep going on Prophet of the Dragon, and everyone there has already read them all in the chat. Because that's always my thing, is that maybe someone in the chat won't realize, they haven't read it. That's why I always put in the banner, hey, spoilers only up to this book. Nortorial says, Dan and Dave did a great job at adapting the first 3 books. Books 4 and 5, they took the best parts at least. Rafe couldn't even do that. Yeah. Well, that's what people don't get about making your Game of Thrones. That's what made it great. They adapted the books. And then when they started leaving things out, that was ridiculous. And the lie, it's not a lie, actually. Perception that people have that it was when they ran out of material that everything sucked. No, because they still had material, but they were choosing not to adapt it. They could have done a whole bunch of stuff with Lady Stoneheart and characters that never even appeared in the books, rather in the TV show. All right. Norporeal says certain things have been spoiled for me. Ah, yeah. I mean, and that's to be expected. Biggle says the chat is always spoiling the game I'm playing. Yeah. Well, that makes me wonder about things like Red Dead Redemption 2 when I was playing it, that if I'd been playing it like a lot of people do on their Twitch or Kick or whatever, that I might have been spoiled. Now, I was spoiled about spoiler alert, he has tuberculosis, but I think everyone knows that. It's almost impossible not to be spoiled about that plot point. But everything else, no. So I was able to play it pretty unspoiled, and yes, I bawled like a baby. Missed my chance to go viral. Because if I was the kind of person that filmed herself, I could have been put one of those. I cried at the end of Red Dead Redemption because I cried. Yes, the struggle of streaming, says Lord Poirier. Again, yeah. I mean, I think that the best attitude you're going to have if you're going to be doing it live is that's part of what you accept. I guess maybe have that attitude. Norporeal says, the things spoiled, he's saying from Wheel of Time, did make some of the mysteries disappointing, but I'm more interested in the overall journey and how we get to the end. Ah, yes, indeed. Yeah. And that's why I think I'm not going to go onto he's mentioned, I think once on the stream is like that, maybe we can talk about it. I'm going to wait until it's over. And it's the same with Stieg. I'm sure that we are going to do a huge thing. I think we've already even talked about it. I've talked about doing a casting, like a fan casting, like our own casting. We've done with Lady Gravemaster the ones that Robert Jordan allegedly had, but I would love to do our own. But then the concern is I think I need to wait till the end of the series. Just a second, I got to sneeze. Bigglesmet said my mom's like to threaten the chat, lol. Yeah, well, hey, they have it coming, the BASTARDSs. Come on, what a bunch of jerks. Don't be spoiling things. Don't be doing that. Oh my gosh, my cat is in the weirdest position. Cats are weird the way they sleep. But thank goodness he's asleep, so he's not trying to climb onto the computer like he usually does. So, yeah. If you have not been reading The Wheel of Time, stop right now and start reading them. Do it. You will not be disappointed, in my humble opinion. So good. So good. I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I'm going to say it again. Robert Jordan passed away very sadly, very, very sadly, before he could finish it. But he made sure his fans got an ending. Compare that to George R. R. Martin. See, this is where I'm saying George R. R. Martin, hate him for what he actually has done or said, and this is one of them. Finish those books or, have someone else finish them. Oh, but man, because, I mean, can you imagine? You are diagnosed with a devastating illness the way Robert Jordan was. And the first thing he said in his blog post was to reassure his fans. This is not going to delay the next book. And I forget what the title of it was. And I'm like, what the heck, man? It's like people understand that you are sick. It's okay. It's. And then blessedly found Sanderson. I know that a lot of people have opinions on it, but most I know say that he did as best as anyone could. He did as best as anyone could in finishing the book because it will never be the same because it is not Robert Jordan. But the love he has for fans, he had rather, compared to George R. R. Martin, I think is palpable. Now, I don't know a lot about Robert Jordan rather until I made this video. So, if you are interested, check this out. It's a little mini biography I made, the author of The Wheel of Time, and I also did one on Sanderson. What do we have here? Nordporial says if you watch anime or episodes of Japanese shows, they title their shows with who dies in it. Yikes. But we watch how the character gets to that point and how their arc concludes. Oh, good point. Well, something notorious like that happened with the soundtrack to The Phantom Menace. Now, to be fair, I don't think it was on purpose. No one thought about it. But one of the titles was Qui-Gon's Noble End. And it's like, oops. And that's what matters. The journey of the character arc. Yeah, and how it ends. Exactly. And that's why I'm just like, I just want to live with these characters. I really do. Biggle says, oh, like the new one coming out the summer someone dies. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's what he's talking about. Yeah, there's that video, that biography, if you want to see it. I just got really moved when I made that biography. I'm like, oh my gosh. I edited and made public the Robert E. Howard one because originally I just went and boom, I just did a straight biography, not thinking about maybe YouTube won't like some of those details. So if you do watch the Robert E. Howard biography and suddenly it's like skips, I think it's pretty obvious what I skipped. So yes, we love Robert E. Howard here. We love Robert Jordan. We love Brandon Sanderson. Seems like a great guy. And I love what he said about the Wheel of Time people. You know what? Let me read it again. I love it so much. I want to read it again. I'll probably make a short out of it. That's how much I love it. Let me see if I can find it here. Because I know that I made a screenshot. Because the TV show would have been better if, of course, they had properly adapted it. And he said some things that were like, man, dude. All right, here we go. This is what Brandon Sanderson said in response to a comment. A user said, probably a long shot, but is there anything Brandon can say about the Wheel of Time show being canceled? And I guess he answered. Again, everything I see about Brandon Sanderson seems to be that he really is good to his fans. And I will always have respect for that. I mean, what a guy. All right, I've lost it again. Dak nabbit. I'll find it. Sorry. See, if I have to edit this, I will. But yes, it was under one of the videos that Sanderson made. Here it is. He goes about the TV show. This is what Brandon Sanderson has to say about the Wheel of Time TV show. I wasn't really involved. Don't know anything more than what is public. They told me they were renegotiating. I think they're talking about the third season. Yes, they told me they were renegotiating about the third season and thought it would work out. Then I heard nothing for 2 months. Then learned this from the news, like everyone else. I do think it's a shame, as while I had my problems with the show, and this is where I just love him in the sense that he always thinks of fans, even of a show he didn't like. While I had my problems with the show, It had a fan base who deserved better than a cancellation after the best season. And a lot of people said that the 3rd season was the best, which doesn't say a lot. There was one episode that everyone liked. It was I forget which one. The one where Rand went back to the past and all of that when he went into the city at with the Aiel. Now, the fact that the best episode was the one where they actually had Rand being the center of it, that should tell you everything that was wrong with the TV show. So he's even thinking of the fans of the Wheel of Time. Check this out, though. This is beautiful. I won't miss being largely ignored. They wanted my name on it for legitimacy, but not to involve me in any meaningful way. Ouch! But beautiful. And I love the fact that Brandon Sanderson has a few money, a few popularity. He doesn't care. He said on one of his YouTube live streams or videos, I recall this, that he did not have a non-disparagement agreement. He didn't have to sign one. So there you are. Reporter's helping out here. It was episode 4. Yeah. He tried. Yeah. He didn't listen. But if you know Sanderson, especially the way he is, at least in public, the fact that he said what he just said, that's the equivalent of him giving the rebuke of the Almighty upon them. That's pretty strong words for him. All right. Reporter says, I'm considering doing a Wrath of Khan bookathon. Ooh, wait, bookathon? Oh, novelization. Got it. Moby Dick, Tale of Two Cities, and the Wrath of Khan novelization. Haha. Tale of Two Cities? That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I know Moby Dick and Wrath of Khan. I'm curious about your connection with the Tale of Two Cities. But yeah, that sounds like a fun reading after Real Time, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I endorse reading. I endorse everyone reading. Alrighty. Well, I've been yapping for about an hour and I do need to see to some things. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you. Let me see if I can find it. It is Biggles Met, Nordporial, Lifeform. Please sub to all these people. Steve Kenobi, do not sub to him. And thank you, Steve, for being Steve. See, I had Biggles, we had a Dega Outlaw, we had the Remedial Pirates, all the way from Ireland. We had Mad Dog Conroy, and everyone that has been watching and coming in and out. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. The Tale of Two Cities book is Spock's gift to Kirk. If my mother were here, she would disown me. I love the Wrath of Khan, but I don't know it that powerfully. Okay. And then Spock's death was inspired by that book. His guillotine was a radiation chamber. Yes, you are correct. And didn't Kirk quote that? Like, it is a far, far better thing that I have ever done. It is a far, far better life that I have ever known. That famous quote from Mattel Chassis. Okay. I stand completely corrected. Gosh. Now, I love the OT, but I am not like into it the way some people are. Like, I've enjoyed all the episodes, but I've only really seen them all once. I mean, I've seen Wrath of Khan several times, but it's been a while. My mother, like I said, if she were listening, thank goodness she's not today, she would disown me. She would hate me. She would say, I am no daughter of hers. Yes. At the end, beautiful. He felt young. I know that movie is so good. Dear, that movie is so good. Yeah, and Khan is always quoting Moby Dick. Good stuff. Oh my gosh. And of course, there's lots of other things that are inspired by the whole Moby Dick thing. Yeah, very good, very good. Looking forward to it. This makes me want to rewatch Wrath of Khan. Um, isn't it interesting that of all the cast, Kirk is the only one still alive, like in his mid-90s? I mean, man, thinking about that, I feel young, and he is living his best life, even now at his age. Just got to admire him. Alrighty, let me see if Mrs. Dadman Walking is live. Because if she is, I always like to send you over there. She is a sweet, sweet lady. She is live. And since I'm going to be all alone, you heard me, all alone on 4th of July, because everyone went to Florida except me because of my stupid knee. I will be doing a 4th of July stream. We're going to go through the Declaration of Independence because we can. Yeah, I had to take down some of my other political science things because of reasons, but you can revisit these things all the time. But yes, definitely the Declaration of Independence. So everyone please go over and say hi to Mrs. Dadman Walking. And if you are watching this on the replay, please go and sub to her. She is on her road to 1,000, so let's help her get all the watch hours that she needs and all the subs. She's a lovely lady. Sulu and Chekhov. Oh, I am a horrible, horrible woman. I've disowned him. Chekhov, I have not. Okay, I am sorry about Chekhov. He was the young one. He was the one that they brought on because because the monkeys and all that. The the band. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I have completely put that man out of my mind because he is such a jerk. Ah, well, thank you. I need to watch the Robert Jordan video. Well, please do so and let me know what I got right, what I got wrong, because I made that before I started reading the books. So this was just me looking through material. And I managed to stay out of spoiler territory. I did watch a few videos of him, some interviews that didn't have spoilers. So that was a hard one to do. That series, I eventually stopped it because it was so hard to make. Making biography videos are really hard. When I should say hard, rather, it takes a while to do them and the research. And I didn't have time because then, some family members got sick. But I really like doing that. Some of those are based on essays I've done published previously. So that was the easiest one, like the one that I did about the Brothers Grimm. So I just adapted an essay. You can tell when I've adapted an essay and when I'm doing something specifically just for the medium of YouTube. Just listen to the language. The examples that come to mind are my Beauty and the Beast one and the Brothers Grimm one. I think, did I do my one on some of my, the history of music one? And the one I adapted into a short for Snow White that was based on an essay. Alrighty. Oh, Rachel Percy Art just showed up. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Yeah, we're about ready to end. George being a jerk is incredibly disappointing because Sulu was so awesome. Yeah, it is incredibly disappointing, and it does affect how you look at the character. It's very hard to separate that. Yes, indeed. All right, everyone go over and say hi to Mrs. Dadman Walking. Thank you for being here. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to read The Wheel of Time if you haven't already, and do not watch the TV show.